Good evening, everyone. Reaction continues coming in from around the world following the passing of civil rights icon and former presidential candidate Jesse Jackson at the age of 84.
Reverend Jackson leaves behind a legacy that impacts us to this day. Blake Showalter's live in the studio now with more.
Jeff and Kathy, Reverend Jesse Jackson spent his life fighting for civil rights and fighting against inequality. And that includes some time here he spent in the Heartland. Today I spoke with people that got to meet him to learn more about his impact.
We will march on! March on!
President of an Illinois NAACP, Tyrone Coleman, says he was hurt by the news of Jesse Jackson passing and says Jackson was his hero growing up.
I met him on, I think, 2 occasions as I think back, but he was here quite a bit during that time along with John Lewis, Julian Bond, and a lot of the civil rights icons during that era back in the 60s. I always thought he was just awesome.
Coleman says Reverend Jackson had a big impact, not just in America, but across the world.
I can even remember him even being able to going overseas and having some hostages released. I remember one name was Goodman, but he did that on 2 or 3 occasions when no one else could get those individuals released.
Cape resident Leslie Washington says she got to meet Reverend Jackson at an event. She called him humble and respectful.
He was just very kind, very heartwarming, and he just a great person overall, and he definitely will be missed.
Washington says Jackson helped pave the road for other civil rights activists, and it's important to keep his memory alive.
Never forget where he started from and to what he was able to accomplish in his time. And for us to just do what is right by others and to treat people with respect.
Coleman says Jackson's success didn't just impact the black community, it impacted the entire country.
Individual like Jesse Jackson, just being for blacks or minorities, but when one succeed, all succeed.
In 2000, President Bill Clinton awarded Jackson the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Jeff, back to you.
Blake.